So in the ultra-competitive world of robo-vacuums, this is my Narwal Freo Z Ultra, one of the most advanced robo-vacuums to have ever come out, because it does things that other robo-vacuums have not been able to do yet. And why and how? Well, it comes with the world's first dual RGB camera plus dual AI computing chips. So instead of one chip trying to compute what's in front of the robo-vacuum, there's going to be two. And if you know a lot about computer chips in general, having two computer chips is not just going to double the processing power, it's going to exponentially increase how quickly and how efficiently your RoboVacuum is going to be able to map as well as make cleaning decisions. The list of features for your Narwal Freo Z Ultra is going to sound like it came from a list from the movie Blade Runner or Star Wars. Like, it comes with something called Twin AI Dodge Obstacle Avoidance. That just means the twin cameras are going to be able to detect up to 120 complex obstacles that are different from some other systems that might be only able to detect 80 at the most advanced level. It's going to be coming with adaptive real-time smart cleaning strategy, and that means it could just figure out what it's doing or adjust its plans according to what's in front of it. So it's going to be able to make more real-time decisions, which is something that other units claim to be able to do, but honestly, do they really? Here, you can jump in front of your RoboVacuum and it's going to say, whoa, what's in front of me? And then change its path and then try to assess how quickly or how close it can get to that obstacle and clean around it. So it is just basically, its objective is how to make your floors as clean as possible. In the suction power wars, the Narwal is coming with 12,000 Pascal of suction power, and it comes with a different kind of brush because this is going to be a zero tangle brush. It's similar to some of the other brushes we've seen, except it's just going to be less likely to get tangled, and it's going to be coming with rotating mop pads. To me, the secret of these mop pads is not going to be in terms of how much pressure they can apply, because like all of these RoboVacuums, they're going to be limited to how much the RoboVacuum actually weighs. I actually think it's the decision that Narwal made in terms of the density as well as the plushness of those mop pads. And out of all of the different various units we test here, these Narwal pads are going to be the plushiest and the densest, so that there's a lot of material that's in contact with the floor, so it's going to be more absorbent as well. Our unit comes with AI adaptive hot water mop washing as well as air drying, so it's going to decide the water temperature it's going to use in order to best clean those mop pads. That's some next level stuff, guys, because if you think about it, it was just 3-4 years ago where we were talking about the onset of Robovacs that can mop as well as clean their own mop pads. We were blown away with that, but it was so inefficient. Suddenly now, look at how quickly technology is rolling as well as the advancement in AI. Here we have two AI chips that is deciding what's the best steps, what's the best procedure, what's the best pathing for the machine. You have a clean base station that completely envelops your RoboVacuum, but it's also much quieter than previous generations. It also cleans itself. It's also going to be more adaptive, and it has a onboard display on top. You can control it and you can control your unit directly from the base station. It is like a HQ IQ brain unit for your RoboVacuum, and that's what I always preach. I said the future of our RoboVacuums was not in the RoboVacuum, because how much technology can you really put inside of a RoboVacuum? Most of that technology is going to be inside of the clean stations, because that clean station is going to be larger, it can hold more circuitry, and because of the advancements in things like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, they can communicate much better with the RoboVac. And one last thing before we run all of these map, mop, and vacuum tests, just note that the clean station is extremely quiet. I would rate it at 50% quieter than any of its competition, and that's because of how recessed the hot air drying is going to be. Because for the first time, Narwal has figured out how to maintain that airflow while allowing your Robovac to dry itself and sit deep inside of that clean station. The one interesting thing about the Freo Z Ultra is that if you want to independently use your base station, so not during a clean cycle, you might want to clean the mop pads or do a mop drying session after it runs its own clean session or its own mop pad cleaning session. Inside the app, if you want to control your Narwal base station, you just have to press the icon that looks like the base station here. There you go. You have a picture of it. You have a picture of it here, and you can have it either wash your mop pad or you can have it mop dry again. So we're going to wash our pad again.
Mop washing started. Started to prepare electrolyzed water. Positioning. Please do not move the device.
This is where the mop pad is going to go wash itself and dry itself. And you can see that there is a textured bottom area here, and there's going to be charging diodes on the back. And that's just so that your unit can accurately locate your station. Now this is going to be the part that you can remove. Here is the actual tool. This is going to be that clean tray. It is clear, and as you can see, there are bumps and grooves on the tray, and that's where your brushes are going to be rotating on so that it's going to be cleaning itself. Inside of here, that you have a cavity. So inside of there, you can see there's a little pinhole where the water is going to drain from. So your water is being drained, it's being reused. And similar to your Dream, this is how it's cleaning. It has a circular mop pad that's going to be rotating on these little grooves, and that's going to be cleaning your mop station and cleaning your mop pads at the same time. So this is going to be the insert for the cleaning area. So how it works is that you have a mop pad. This mop pad is going to rotate on these little grooves here. So there are grooves that are going to be centered, and those grooves ultimately where this mop pad is going to be stationed on, and it's going to rotate on those areas so that if you can see that it's going to rotate, and those holes here is where the water is going to drain out of, and that water is going to be entering into that hole and draining back into the dirty water tank. So that's how the clean station here works. There's also going to be some hot air drying that's going to allow it to dry faster. So one of the key features is going to be those 1080p dual cameras that are going to be on that twin AI dodge system on your Narwal Freo Z. And that means you're going to be getting a lot better resolution than you might get on any other Robovac that at least we've tried. Most, if not all, of the current generation Robovacuums are on 480p front-facing cameras. Here you have dual 1080p cameras, so you're getting much more information than a single 480p mixed in with some LiDAR as well as light RGB. In terms of the video camera itself, this can work as a security camera. You can use it with a gamepad or a joypad. That's one of my favorite things about the camera mode. In case you wanted to just vacuum in a specific area, you can send it there. And here you can tap to zoom and command the robot to go to a specific destination. You also have a microphone for video calls, and you can take and record photos as well. I have some small items on the floor, and if you wanted to just see them and use your device as a security device, let me show you how. I'm just controlling it as a great gamepad. So currently the Narwal is taking a video and picture of this little toy pet. And you can see the little toy pet in 1080p. It is much crisper and clearer and less pixelated than other systems. So you can see the detail in my shoes in terms of the camera. And let's see it on carpet. So the big secret of the Narwal is that you get dual 1080p cameras joined with those dual AI chips. So it's gonna just get a better visual representation as well as more information and data about what's in front of it, especially if it's an object, than any other system, as well as it can process that information at a higher resolution. Because 1080p is way more defined than 480p, especially if you're trying to figure out if it's a liquid, a stain, if it's food, if it's a crumb. You know, the Narwal is just going to do a better job of it for your debris. Another key thing is that if I want to just go to another area of my house and vacuum there, I could just pick it. So here I've set a location, and I just have to move it to the location. And now our unit is going to go to the location, and you can see the pathing. It's going to set that pathing area, and you can see it is on its way. Now that we've sent it to the specific location and we picked vacuum, all we need to do is control it. So it's not going to be on an auto mode. You will be controlling how and where you want it to vacuum. So I'm just controlling it using the gamepad, and see exactly what's happening with our unit as well as the quality of our unit. Baseboard cleaning is going to sound just like that. It's actually something that's going to be dusting your baseboards. It's going to start from the bottom up to the middle of most baseboards here. And I just find it's kind of like a bonus item. They do give you 4 different patches that you can attach to the baseboard clip, and it's something that you can remove off of your Freo Z if you want. but it usually happens within the first beginning stages of the vacuum session, and it's going to clean your baseboard. So it's kind of like just a Swiffer for your baseboards. The unit comes with something called Twin AI Dodge Obstacle Avoidance. What that means is that in real time, this narwhal can decide if it wants to change its path, as well as it can newly identify things in front of it. So watch what I do. I have an object here. I'm just going to place it right in front. It's going to see it, it's going to react, and then go around it. That is so cool because it just does that in real time easily. And you can see how it goes around it with the mopping as well. It's not trying to suck it up or pick it up. And that's where a lot of this computational power, you see the effects of it in terms of the overall performance for the narwhal. So I'm going to be testing our narwhal on these cords here. So we're going to see how it handles obstructions and obstacles. In order to understand why the narwhal is good at avoiding obstacles and detecting them, as you can see here, is that the narwhal has 2 AI chips, and that similar computational power is the same as the original Xbox. And what I found is that the best AI Robovacs that I've tested can avoid and decide to avoid almost all the items in its database. Because now, instead of trying to work around it, they figured out that statistically the best chances of your Robovacuum finishing its session is just to avoid all the items that it's supposed to avoid. Case in point, the Freo Z, instead of trying to go through the Legos, it actually went around the chair. And that's something new. I haven't seen that before. And you can see how well it goes around socks, as it identifies them, and then just goes around them. It gets as close as possible using its visual data, but it's going to do the best job because it's going to finish a session. And you can see the pathing. It goes in orderly rows. This is going to be a great example of sudden obstacle avoidance and how quickly your narwhal can adjust its plans on the fly. So most Robovacs will stop and pause before trying to determine the best route forward. And most Robovacs are going to be programmed to continue looking for that same exact route for a certain amount of time before giving up. So that's why you get failed sessions. The narwhal's decision making is different because it will change its route constantly because its processing power, the power of that second AI chip, actually in this case, the main AI chip, which is controlling its navigation, is going to make all those updated decisions for it. And AI, this is what AI was supposed to do. AI was supposed to bring smarter navigation and mapping to RoboVacuums. So if you imagine round 2 here, so during this session, we just move stuff around. And the Robovac here is going to be able to recreate its dynamic map of what's on the floor, and it's going to adapt it in real time. So if it has anything like move furniture or obstacles, it goes around it. And you can see how it deals with cords and obstacles here in the middle of the floor. It recognizes it, and then it's going to just get as close as possible and clearly go around it. So instead of just using it on Freo mode, we're going to use it on vacuum mop cycle with our suction power on strong. That means the motor is actually going to be a little louder. Mopping humidity, we will keep it on normal, and we're going to try it on meticulous. So it's going to go through every area and make sure it's going to do tighter circles as well as tighter rows. So we're just going to hit that start cleaning. It's going to start on that zone cleaning. We're going to focus on the kitchen. So let's see if the narwhal is going to be able to pick up that mess inside of this kitchen tile. And let's just talk about why that Freo mode is important in terms of AI. Because AI is supposed to allow users to customize their cleaning schedules as their preferences based on their learning habits. And that's one way they're using it. But actually, in terms of execution, a lot of the AI in terms of your cleaning customization is that it's going to automatically decide when it should adjust its suction power, what it should do, how many times it should go around a certain spot if it senses that that area is darker or messier. And here, let's see how it does on carpets and rugs. The narwhal performs just as well on carpets, and that's because it will be adjusting its power up to the maximum for a duration pretty much the entire time it's on a rug or carpet. So you have that full 12,000 Pascal suction power that's going to be using those updated brush rolls. The one catch is if you have pets, I would set this to always be at max strength in terms of the suction power because it's going to need it for pet hair. So we just had our Robovac clean up marinara sauce, and that was specific because we want to see how well our unit is going to be able to clean the mop pads. We let our unit do 2 mop washing sessions, and we've let it dry for about 20 minutes in terms of hot air drying. So let's take it out and let's see what we got. That to me is the most impressive part, because you can see these mop pads, they picked up marinara sauce just about 30 minutes ago. We let it run 2 clean sessions and we let it dry in there for about 20 minutes. And you can see how clean these mop pads are now. And relatively, I wouldn't say they're 100% dry, but I would say they are 70% dry. And that is a testament to how dense and how plush and how absorbent these mop pads are, as well as how effective and how well the inside of your unit is able to clean your mop pads overall. So in terms of hot air drying, how quickly will it dry your mop pads? I found that after 2 hours here, it's going to be able to dry your mop pads even after a wet session. That's just because of how well the unit inside is going to be able to clean those mop pads, as well as extract those mop pad water out of them. So our dirty tank is full. I want to show you what it looks like after 4 days of mopping twice a day, and what color and how the dirty water tank looks. So I mopped every single day, and yet, it's gross. So let's go pour this out. So this is the dirty water tank water. So it is gnarly in there. So it's not doing nothing. It's actually cleaning up your floors. And you can see that the detergent is also there. One thing I wish the Freo Z Ultra came with is those adjustable arms for the mopping and vacuuming. They just allow those units to get deeper inside of crevices and inside of corners. So we're going to see how loud, super strong suction power really is on the machine, because remember, varying levels of suction power determine how loud the actual Robovacuum will be.
Returning to the base station.
So this is the map that the Freo Z Ultra makes. If you want to adjust it, you can change the colors. You can show which one you want to display, or go into your map editing, and then you have the ability to do split, merge, name rooms, furniture, floor material, carpet, no-go zones, heavily soiled rooms, or edit floor plan. In a no-go zone, you also have the ability to do no-go vacuum and mop, vacuum, or just no-go mop. You can see the areas delineated for carpets. It's going to be a 3D map plan that it makes. Next, if we can do vacuum, mop, or we can do vacuum, mop, floor maintenance, and vacuum then mop, we can do our customization here. You can see that in Freo mode, the robot will adjust cleaning strategies to home environment, and you can do start cleaning. If you want to take it off this mode, you have more options. You're going to have the ability to vacuum and mop 1, 2, 3 times. Suction power will be quiet, normal, strong. Mapping humidity will low, normal, and wet mopping. And we have more cleaning strategies, so you can return, so you can adjust the area that you wanted to mop and then return back. So if it does it every 100 feet, it can return. Every 129 feet it would return, or 86 square feet. That's going to be your choice. You can also do it by room, so it can wash the mops pads by room if you opt for that. This is an incredibly advanced machine. It's good looking, but honestly, this is the future of Robovacuums. They're going to start looking like this, and they're going to have similar features like it, but who's going to have the best camera systems, who's going to have the best detection systems, who's going to have the best software, who's going to have the quietest systems with the most efficiency? And really, Narwal is killing it here. I'm very impressed with the Freo Z Ultra, and that's just me talking for someone who reviews these things. The secret is, the whole point of AI is to improve technology, improve our lives. So the Narwal doesn't get stuck, and that's why I do like it. So with that, thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below. We will get back to you. And please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help support our channel. And I'll catch you next time. This is David with the French Glow, signing off. Bye, bye, bye.